Hi, this is Craig Olson, author of Defeating the Unbeatable, and welcome to the first episode of Defeated Weekly, short videos on topics I feel that I wish I had known about, that only through life experience and being in fellowship with others that I have learned. The first topic we're jumping right into is goal setting, and here are some key points and takeaways that I have when I am going through goal setting. So goal setting, first of all, is crucial. A lot of us this time of year are thinking about what do I want to accomplish this year and how am I going to do that? So some key things, first of all, take the time and thought when you're going through your goal setting. There's all kinds of different templates out there and strategies people use to create goals. You need to find one that works best for you. There's not a one size fits all for everybody. I personally don't use a specific template. I just focus on three main categories that I really want to look at in my life, and those are self. So these are goals specific to me and what I want to accomplish. Second one's family. So what are some goals that I have for our family for this year? And then professionally, what are some things that I want to improve on in my professional environment? From there, I set goals that are important to me. If they're not important to you, you're not going to buy into them. So find goals that are something that is important to you that you want to strive for and get to. You need to make sure you share your goals with someone to help keep you accountable. This can look a lot of different ways for a lot of you. For me personally, my wife and I, at the beginning of each year, sit down New Year's Eve and go over our goals for the next year and really discuss them and dissect them on why they're important. And we give feedback to each other on any suggestions or changes we think we might need to make, or if maybe we realize that is a goal that you've already accomplished, we'll share that with each other. They need to be attainable, but they have to push you. There's so often we give goals that just don't push us, and if it's not pushing you, it really shouldn't be a goal. If it's something that you've already done or that isn't hard for you to do, it's not a good goal. I talk a lot about this with my students and the idea of if it's not pushing you, you already know it. So if everything I'm teaching them is stuff they already know, or it's not pushing them that they're always getting 100%, then it's stuff they already know and it's not doing any good for them. So make sure they're goals that do push you. And a concept that I really preach a lot is the idea of in order to succeed, you must be willing to fail. If goals are what you're going for, you're looking for success. In order to do that, you have to be willing to fail. You need to put time constraints on when you are going to accomplish the goals. You can't just say, oh, at some point I'm going to do that, because if you do, then you're always working towards that goal, but you're never going to really be looking to see if you actually reached it. So for me, typically they're 1-year goals. I make 1-year goals that are sustainable. Include benchmarks along the way to celebrate those successes. So maybe your goal is to, I don't know, I know weight loss is a huge thing for people. So if your goal is to lose weight, have some benchmarks that, all right, at 3 months, I want to lose 5 pounds. So you can celebrate those when you meet those. And if you're not meeting them, reevaluate if maybe you need to adjust your goal. And then finally, at the end of your goals, you need to reflect on how you did. So for Tasha and I, my wife, we sit down at New Year's Eve before we go over next year's goals and reflect on how we did on this year's goals. We really go through the same process of dissecting and talking about them and seeing, did I meet this goal? Did I not meet this goal? And we rate them as a green, meaning we met them, a yellow, meaning, I got most of it, but I could do a little bit better. And then reds are things that we just didn't meet. Now, with that, you might realize that there's some goals that, as you were going through the year, they weren't actually going to fit what your actual real goals for your life are. It is okay to get rid of goals if they don't meet what you're going for. But you have to make sure that you've got a reason and not just saying, oh, I don't want to do it. There's got to be some logical reasons, because otherwise you wouldn't have set it up as a goal for you to begin with. If you were, as you're going through your goals and reflecting, if you were successful, then celebrate those and keep going with them. Find a way to extend that or build off of that. If you didn't meet your goals, don't give up. Reassess and keep going. And then finally, just make sure that when you're doing goal setting, you are still giving yourself grace and understanding that things are not always going to go perfect, that you're going to hit roadblocks along the way, but keep pushing, keep fighting, move forward, defeat this week, and I'll see you next week.